Канада улсын жудо бүхийн шигшээ баг өнгөрсөн сард манай улсад зочилж хамтарсан бэлтгэл хийгээд буцлаа. Тус улсын жудо бүхийн хөгжил сүүлийн жилүүдэд эрчимтэй хөгжиж, олимпийн наадам, дэлхийн аварга шалруулах тэмцээнээс тогтмол медаль хүртэж байгаа юм. Тэд манай эх оронд Японд төрж өссөн Christa Deguchi, түүнтэй нэгжийн төрсөлдөг Jessica Klimkate тэргүүтэй олон шилдэг тамирчидтай ирсэн байна. SBS телевизийн сурвалжлах багийн үеэр 2018 онд Азербайджаны нийслэл Баку хотод болсон дэлхийн аваргад хүрэл медаль хүртэж, энэхүү амжилтыг үзүүлсэн Канада улсын анхны эмэгтэй тамирчин болсон Christa Deguchi болон түүний дасгалжуулагч Саша Мехмедович нартай ярилцсныг бүрэн ихээр нь хүргэж байна.
Sambalo, I'm Christa Deguchi. I started my judo when I was 3. My grandma is a trimmer, like the barbery. She cuts people's hair, and the coach from the dojo was her customer, and I was running around her shop, and he got me in, let's do judo, and just started judo. I was 3 years old. I had nothing. I didn't know it was this hard, but I started like that. There's two reasons. One is my father's Canadian, so I wanted to fight for Canada, and another reason is Japan is so hard to become Olympian, like to fight for Olympics. So I wanted to fight for Olympics, so I changed my nationality so I can compete for Olympics.
I met her in Japan. I always heard about her from junior years. I heard that she had dual citizenship. She was Canadian, half Canadian and half Japanese. And I think it was 2 years ago that I met her for the first time in Japan during training. Yeah, we had a chance to meet and speak, and I introduced myself and she introduced herself to me. Yeah.
The people is really nice and the food is really good. I like the meat. I like eat meat, so mutton is good, and I like animals. So when I went out to the country, like countryside, there's lots of cows and eagles, camels. It was so nice for me. It was a good experience for me to come here.
It's my first time in Mongolia, and I've always heard that it was a beautiful country and that I had a very good judo population and judo background. I've been here for about 1 week and a half, and I can say that it's been very nice, enjoyable experience. People are very friendly, the food is delicious, and we had some time to visit the countryside and see outside of Ulaanbaatar, and it was a beautiful experience for me.
The coach from the Mongolian Judo Federation took me to the countryside, and that was like 9 hours trip. That was long, but I love animals, and I never can see those big animals in Japan, and I won't have that experience. I will never have that experience in Japan, so I had a good time there. I like Mongolia. There were a camel, but I didn't try, but I touched the camel, and it was so nice.
Around 1992, 1993, my country, former Yugoslavia, fell apart because of the civil war. And at the time I was 8 years old, and my parents decided to move to Canada, to give my brother and I a better experience and better opportunities. And we decided to stay there, and after 4 years we applied for our citizenship. And ever since then we changed our nationality and became Canadian.
Mongolian people they're strong, like they're good at close judo. So that's why I'm here, to be ready when they're close, and I can learn a lot from them. So they're good at when they're close, and the girls, they're good at seoi. So I think that's the different part of the other country. Yeah.
It's the style. They have very strong wrestling background, I know that. So their judo is different from traditional Japanese judo. They have very good core and hips, and everybody knows that with Mongolian judo players, you can't stay close to them because chances are they're better, they're stronger when they clinch with you. So that's the biggest difference, I would say, with the Mongolian judo. Yeah, I definitely have some experience competing with the Mongolian judo players. One of the most famous ones, as you guys may know, is Hashbatar Tsangabatar. I competed with him one time at Tokyo Grand Slam. Yeah, he won. But I always knew at that time Mongolia judo was getting stronger. So every time I faced a Mongolian player, I knew it wasn't going to be easy.
I fought her 2 years ago. 2 years ago at Abu Dhabi. That was my first match, and I lost. I think she's good fighter. Her seo is so good, and I think she's gonna become a good rival for the World Championships, Olympics. So I have to be prepared for her, so she won't beat me again.
Yeah, so I started judo when I moved to Canada. I didn't do it back in Serbia. It was my father, he introduced me to the sport. And I started to do it, I fell in love with the sport, I liked winning. And I wanted to go to the Olympic Games one day, and that was one of my highlights of my career. In 2008, I represented Canada in Beijing. I was 9th place, not what I wanted. Obviously, I wanted to be on the podium. In 2007, I was 7th at the Rio World Championships. And then into London 2012, I got a chance to represent Canada again at the Olympic Games. And again, like any athlete, I wanted to be on the podium, but it just didn't happen.
I wanted the gold medal at first time, and after the match, I was a little disappointed. I didn't know that it was the first medal for the Judo Canada to have a medal for female, and when I heard that, I think I was proud of me. I thought I could do better than that, but it was my first Worlds, and I think I did good enough, and I'm happy to become a first medalist for the Canada.
Obviously, as a coach, I was very happy. The Federation, Judo Canada, was very happy to see that. We believe that she can even be gold medalist eventually. But yeah, for us, that was the first time in history. We had some players before that were close. They were 5th place, but we never had anyone step on the podium. So when she did that, it was a very good feeling for us, and we see that there's a good future for her in that category, in the future World Championships and Olympic Games.
This year, we fought the 2 Canadian fought at the finals, and all Canadian is getting better at the judo, I think. At the point I was so happy that I could fight Jessica at finals. Means we both are getting really good, and like we can make each other like stronger, because we are a good rival. Because I had a bronze last year from the Worlds, and this year the World Championship will be in Tokyo in Japan. So I have pressure from Canada and I have pressure from Japan, because they're watching me, because I changed nationality, and they're more, I don't know, but I feel pressure, yeah, a lot more than last year.
It's an advantage for her because she can train in Japan. Obviously in Japan she has more training partners, strong judo players, but I think for her it puts more pressure. You know, competing in Japan where she grew up. So I think she feels more pressure when she, let's say, going into the World Championships and if she qualifies for the Olympic Games. So it's going to be a challenge, something we're going to have to work and try to ignore when she competes. Oh, for me as a coach, that would be the perfect scenario. And both of the players, Jessica and Christa, they have potential to be on the podium, absolutely. Christa this year, she won the Paris Grand Slam. And you have Jessica Klimkate who won the Osaka Grand Slam. So both of the players are in the top contenders to be on the podium this year at World Championships, absolutely. And for me as a coach, I believe that can happen. And if that happens, I'll be very happy.
She's younger. She's 1 year younger than me. I think she's a good fighter. She's good at seoi, and she has a good technique. And I think she's gonna be a big threat in for me for the who's gonna qualify for the Olympics game. So she's a Tsukasa Yoshida is a good rival, but Jessica Klimkate is good rival for me too. We have to fight in Canada. That's hard. My favorite through is technique is Osoto. I like Osoto. No, I like, but I'm good at Osoto. And Newaza, Tateshiho Gatame or choking. I guess choking out people is fastest way to win, I think. Yeah, those two is my favorite. Yeah, I never think about that before. Like I won how many times in a row. I think that doesn't matter for me. It's what matters is just if I'm ready for Worlds, that's okay. I don't care if I lose before that or get injured or just if I'm ready for Worlds, I don't care about how many times I won or not. Yeah.
She's a very talented judo player, and also she's mentally very strong. Also, she's very skilled. She does have a traditional Japanese judo, but at the same time, she's different. She has sometimes different approach, different techniques, different strategies when fighting players. I think with her, the biggest success or the secret to her success when she started competing for Canada was one, we wanted to get her outside, experience more international experience, because she stayed in Japan for a very long time. So she had to get used to different styles like Mongolian, Russian. So we had to, that was the first goal for us as a federation, to get her start to compete again internationally. And for me, working with her, I wanted to build her confidence. I noticed she was very shy, but she had lots of potential. So for me as her coach, I had to build confidence in her to believe in herself. And that's what we did. And with time, as you can see, she started to perform, and I think she started to believe in herself more. Yeah.
I think Tsukasa Yoshida will be the big rival for me, because that's the point why I changed to Canada, because she was on the top in Japan, and she's same age as me. And we used to fight when I was since junior high school student, and we know each other a lot. So that will be the hardest match. Everything is going to be hard match, but I think that against her will be the hardest match in Worlds if we fought. Yeah.
That's a very tough question. 57 is a very strong category with many world champions, medalists, former Olympic champions and medalists. I mean, obviously, you have Yoshida right now, that's number one. You have the Mongolian Sumiya, former world champion. And then you have Rafael Silva, also former Olympic champion. And then you have lots of other players that are coming up. Stoll from Germany, Gyakova from Kosovo. So it's a very strong category. And on top of that, we have another Canadian, Jessica Klimkate, who's ranked top 5 in that category as well. So there's many contenders and many. We know that going into the World Championships, every match is going to be important.
My biggest goal is the final goal is to win Olympics game, the gold medal. But for now, I focus on the World Championships because it's the same place the World Olympics gonna start. So, biggest goal is final goal is to win Olympics game, gold medalist, and to become a gold medalist. And this year will be the world champion from the World Championships. Yes.
Well, right now we're still a small judo federation when you compare them to the top judo countries like Brazil, Russia, France, Japan, Korea. But in the last 10 years, I'd say we started getting stronger, and we had some success on the World Championship stage and Olympics. We had Antoine Valois-Fortier, who, in London Olympics, he took a bronze medal, and then he took 2 World Championship medals after that. So we managed to get more budget from the government, and with that, I think we were able to grow as a federation. We established a new training center. So with the new training center, we have more coaches, more training partners, and I think that was one of the main or the biggest reasons why we're starting to grow on the international level.
Ийхүү Канада улсын жудогийн шигшээ баг манай их оронд 10 хоног саатаж хамтарсан бэлтгэл хийгээд буцлаа. 7 дугаар сарын 5-наас 7-ны өдрүүдэд Канада улсын Монреал хотод олон улсын жудо өвхийн холбооны Гран При тэмцээн болно. Канадын жудо өвхийн холбоо анх удаа цуврал тэмцээнийг нутагтаа зохион байгуулж байгаа нь энэ юм. Та бүхэн Монреалийн Гран Приг 3 өдрийн турш SBS Fight суугаар шууд хүлээн авч үзээрэй.